So we have a special treat today. We've got Michelle, of course, is our business coach. Thrilled to have Michelle present today. Michelle has been a member of our group. How long have you been a member of our group, Michelle?
Almost a year.
Almost a year, September 2015. So September is going to be our anniversary. We asked her to do this presentation, and she graciously accepted.
Told me to.
So, it's all perception. So,
Michelle, join the leadership course.
that's right. So you have 30, 40 minutes. Take her away.
Awesome. Cool. Well, we joked earlier one time when I was giving a presentation to him about referrals and saying when you ask referrals, you don't actually want to use the word referral. You want to use the phrase who else. So perhaps by the end of this, we will actually make TRP t-shirts that say the who else partnership instead. So, we all want referrals. We're here. I'm sure one of the attractions to the words of this group in the first place was the referral partnership. It's like nice pairing of words. Nice job with that, Dan. But today, actually, what we're going to dive into is a little bit having to do with the idea of not just a technique. Because if I taught you a technique today, that'd be great. But how many of you guys learn a technique and you're like, I'm totally going to do this. So you go to a seminar and you're like, I'm lit on fire and I'm going to revolutionize my business. And what happens? You all know what I'm getting at. What happens like a month or two later? Or less than that even, but what happens?
Stop doing that.
Stop doing it, you don't start it. Like, we all have really great intentions, right? But I'll let you guys a little mind explosion. Our intentions actually is based on our results. So if you actually intended to work out, and you really wanted to work out, and you're seriously going to work out, but you're really going to work out, like you're going to work out, but you don't actually work out for a month, just be honest with yourself, it wasn't your intention. So of course, I do accountability coaching with Southwestern. I'm not really going to plug that necessarily, but give a little bit of history. Of course, for those of you who are new or haven't seen me do my presentation, I'll give a little brief on that. But really when it comes down to it, it's just, if you say you're going to do something, doesn't it just feel better when you follow through? Even if you don't make money off of it, doesn't it just feel better? Because you did what you said you were going to do. So that's what we're going to go over today, because we all come here intending to ask for referrals and intending to get referrals, but have you? Do you ask for them on one-on-ones? Like, this is a comfortable space where you can just be like, dude, Steve, give me a referral. You could do that, because that's why we're all here. So I'm going to teach you guys some techniques, though, for when you're outside of this environment. And we're not just going to go over the technique, because if I taught you a technique today, you probably wouldn't apply it. Why? Because there's actually a lot of reasons underneath the reasons as to why we don't follow through with that intention. Today we're going to go over referrals, and we're going to go over the mental, emotional, and technical ways on how to actually get quality referrals every time you ask. So I did this last time, but not everyone was here, so go ahead, humor me for those of you who remember this. Everybody stand up. There's a few things we believe at Southwestern Consulting before we get started. I want you to take a look at the person on their right. Get a really, I know you're looking at their back. Get a really good look at them. Put a kick me sign on. No, I'm kidding. Now turn and face the person on your left. Get a really good look at them. Now, the important part is I want you to turn and face the better looking of the two. I can't look at myself. I'm so weird. I did. Okay, everybody sit down.
All state, you guys go straight through.
I did a workshop presentation yesterday. The ones that I always push, the complimentary ones with Anthony Knight's core title company, now in Kensington Vanguard. And two of the guys, including Anthony and one of the guys in the room, one starts looking at himself in the window, and the other pulls out his camera like he's taking a selfie. So we got a good sense of humor here in Boulder. But one of the things, the reason I start with that when going through a presentation is because it promotes and reinforces what we believe in at Southwestern. And one of the big ones is giving people more laughter. Because when you're actually, if you get someone to laugh and then ask them a referral, how many more of you think that they'd be likely to give you one? Yeah, because we're doing things for people that make us feel good, right? Givers gain, it's all about in here. And then secondly, we believe in teaching people real sales techniques. Because I'm going to teach you guys some real applicable things today. And if I teach you something today and you have to go there and use it and actually gets you a referral, moves you forward in business, how many of you would be likely to use that again? No brainer, right? Exactly. So just a quick tidbit about Southwestern. We're old. We're older than the light bulb. What do we know about old things? Well, they usually do pretty well. They made it through the Great Depression. What we do actually works. So Southwestern Consulting, all of our sister companies, reinforce that. We've got 15 different sister companies, and the reason we do well is the same reason why we do well here at TRP, because our main objective is to help people achieve their goals in life. And your goal is to get referrals, that's why you're here. So, but Southwestern Consulting in general, we've got an incredibly awesome reputation, and we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary as a sister company, and just really cool things are happening, leading by example, just some of the companies that we work with. So I'm going to get into this, and you guys, I didn't bring any note-taking sheets. I did give note cards. If you want to take notes on that, you can, but that's for a specific thing I'm going to be going over in a sec. But when it comes to our mental attitude, it's something that we know is important, right? We hear these great things that a lot of people like Jackie or Joni are talking about taking care of our mental health. You know, Keith relieving the stress and the pressures so your Lori can take care of you. All of us promote mental gain to the people we work with, or want to work with. But ideally, do we actually practice it ourselves? How many of you, if we have to be honest, notice that you give pretty much more to others than you do to yourself? Okay, yeah, we don't mean to. You know, we're all givers, and that's awesome. But can you give to others what you don't give to yourself? That's when we feel drained. That's when we're like, oh, I feel overwhelmed. Because you're giving things that you're not giving to yourself, so therefore, you're giving your own surplus. So when it really comes down to it, the first thing that starts with referrals, to have an abundance of referrals every time you ask, is that attitude. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, he says, the starting point of achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desire brings weak results. Just as a small fire makes a small amount of heat. So what are you doing to reinforce your mentality of getting a referral every time you ask? Why does mindset matter? Well, we hear it all the time. Mindset's everything. Attitude is everything. It's 90% attitude and 10% what you do about it. Our culture is completely littered with it everywhere we go. So once again, we're hearing these things all the time. We're hearing all of these great ideas about why mindset matters. And these are things I bet every single one here could look at this and just be like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's true. Success results from our actions. Actions are filtered by our feelings. Feelings are based on our attitudes. Attitudes come from our beliefs, and beliefs are purely programming. There's a really great author. His name is Shad Helmstetter, and he wrote a book called What You Say to Yourself When You Talk to Yourself. And yes, I'm actually going to be going over self-talk and the mindset with referrals before teaching you guys the technique. Because like I said, if you actually don't get over and get in a proper mindset, are you ever actually going to ask for a referral if there's something else there holding you back? Maybe, most likely not. Most likely we'll conveniently forget. Because it's like, for those of you who have who here has a teenager? Or who here's been a teenager? So it's just like when you go, okay, great, so why don't you go rake the leaves? But I don't know, I don't want to. You complain about it and drag your feet. And it's like, well, you know what? The leaves could have been raked already by now if you would have just started when I asked you to. Anyone ever said that to someone or heard that yourself? Exactly. So I know I'm beating you over the head with it, but I really want to get this point across. We have the intention, but do we do it? So in the time that we're all left thinking about it, and analysis paralysis, as I like to call it, what's the difference between that and just actually taking action? Because mindset matters. So it's actually there's some really fascinating stuff just about internal and external ways in which we think. I'm sure Jackie could actually do a much better job of explaining this than I can. But nonetheless, if we think about it, something happens to us. If I walked up to Kayla and whacked her over the head for no reason, she could make up a whole bunch of different reasons to why I did that. Little does she know there was a wasp right by her head. But maybe she made up something else in her mind because she didn't actually see that. So there's actions that take place in our lives. Someone stands you up for a meeting. What's the first thing you think about? Oh my gosh, I didn't solidify the appointment at the end of it, so that's why they canceled our appointment. I'm not good enough. Well, maybe they got caught in traffic, but they probably would have contacted me. External things happen to us, and then we make up stories. We're meaning-making machines. So if you're going to make up a meaning, you might as well make up a meaning that serves you and forwards you and makes you look good and feel good about yourself. And so the thing is, when you ask for a referral, do you get one? If you actually do get one, is it like a good quality referral? If you could get more referrals consistently, what would that do to your business? Grow at 10%, 20, 40, 50? What would that actually do to your business? So there's different things that we kind of like think about and process. When things come into our frontal lobe, we start thinking about things and we go, okay, is this safe? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Is this safe? Is this something that fulfills my needs? So why is it? Why do you want referrals? You know that they would build your business. You know that the stats say, according to Northwestern Mutual, they did a survey in 2014, 80% of referrals close. So even though we know all this, why aren't we doing it? Because we have a processing system. Here's you and all these things that are coming in and going out, and it's like, I should ask them for a referral. Why do I have the habit of forgetting to ask for referrals? Or do you sit here and go, oh, in TRP, I'm sitting here, I show up enough, I say a nice 1-minute sort of summary on who I am, and someone is just bound to give me a referral because I believe in my product, I'm convicted. But what if it takes a little bit more than that? It probably does. Maybe it's because of you, most likely not, because people are busy and wrapped up in their own shit, and that just happens. So, perception is everything. The perceptions that we have about ourselves and how we view ourselves. I'm a great person who asks for referrals. Why don't we usually ask for referrals though? We're afraid, what's the head trash? We're afraid of coming across as what? Little out of pushy. Pushy,
Salesy.
needy, salesy. Isn't that ironic? Wait, but you guys totally believe in everything you do, right? That like 30 seconds that you gave today wasn't just a bunch of fluff and stuff. You're convicted in what you do, you believe it, you believe you have a great product that would seriously, positively impact someone's life for the better. And yet, as soon as I said that, I heard 2 automatic responses, and if you didn't say it, you probably thought it, right? Maybe. So the thing is, our perception is everything, and it's what drives our actions. You're wondering why you keep on forgetting to ask for referrals? It's probably because underneath that, there's a bunch of stuff that's holding you back from actually doing that. So how do we get over that? So thoughts attract like thoughts. You'll like this stuff. Jackie, of course. Energy is everything. Energy is everything. We draw stuff into our lives. Why do we have peak seasons of our business? Why do we have seasons where, and I'm just not talking about it's the busy season because it's tax season or the snow's that melted away or whatever it is. I'm talking about why are there peak seasons in our business? Has anyone ever been in the zone before? You know what I mean when I say the zone. You're like, I am unstoppable. And that's where the positive self-talk comes out, right? When all the circumstances around us are validating that you are awesome. So what happens then? We attract it and then we're further validated. So if that's on the positive end, what happens on the other end? You ever meet those people where you walk into a room and they just make the room lighter because you're there? I'm sure there's some people in this group. We're always chuckling at Jim. Every Jackie opens her mouth and everyone's like, you know. So there's just these moments that we think about people and we go, yeah, I want to spend more time around them. Like attracts like. And then, do you know those people who are also energy sucks? They're energy vampires. Maybe you're a pretty open person, but you notice yourself just kind of closing up when you're around them. Short responses, shutting them down. Maybe it's someone you work with. Maybe it's one of your favorite clients. So maybe that is. They just give you a lot of business, you'll put up with them. But they're an energy sucker. So basically, what if everyone was more responsible for their energy? What if we were more responsible, even more than we were? Not just, oh, the market's bad, of course it's a slow season. Oh, you know, it's harder to paint houses because it's snowing outside, or whatever it is. You know, do we set ourselves up to win? What do? It's human nature that if you're giving a presentation in front of a group of people, and you get one guy over there, yeah, I'm going to call it the guy, who's giving you the stink face. Who's the one person that you notice? And exactly. And the further part, now what's the difference between when we notice them and when we don't? Okay, so when we notice them, that's probably, I would bet you, that you're thinking, I don't know how I'm doing in this presentation, am I looking okay, am I saying everything right? And you're going to notice the one person who validates what? You are not. You suck. And And there's this whole crowd of people who are like engaged and attached to you and excited, but what do we notice? We notice the one thing that validates all the insecurities and everything we have. What am I getting at? How are we responsible for that? Now, most people blame external circumstances, but maybe have you guys heard of The Secret before? Anyone familiar with that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you become what you think about. You become what you think about. Now, there's a keynote speaker at Southwestern I absolutely loved when I was in our internship program. His name's Roger Stipe, and he said, you become what you think about. Now, if that was literally true, he's like, in high school, I would have become a girl. And in college, I would have become a beer. So you don't literally become what you think about. However, though, what is it where you suddenly wake up one morning and all of a sudden you're overweight? You look old, you look drained, you seem overwhelmed. And what do we start attracting? More of what we don't want. So we become what we think about. This is why your mind is so important. And actually, this is, so it's positive affirmations. I'll show a little video right after this. So what are positive affirmations? Who in here plays sports before? Or if you haven't played sports, maybe you're on some sort of competitive related team, a math related thing, or I just speech and debate, or maybe you had a kid who did. So everyone can think about the sports context. Maybe you watch it on TV, whatever. When people are in that intense setting, just like think of the intensity in your business. Do we go, oh shit, I've got all this work to do, my desk is totally unorganized, I haven't prospected in weeks. What do we start saying to ourselves? So it's ironic though. Has anyone ever heard fake it till you make it before? I've had some people tell me when I've talked to clients, like, I don't want to fake it till I make it, I don't want to be fake. It's not about faking it. It's about doing that. That coach is on the side of the Pee-wee softball team or soccer team, and the kids are just like, you see those massive kids, everybody's just like running after the ball, and it like just goes across the field like this. Here, we do that in our business sometimes. Come back, prospect. But it's the idea of we are focusing, and the kid falls down and the coach goes, you can do it, I believe in you. Or, you're standing and you're ready to take off, you're doing track and field, and you're like, I can do this, I'm going to beat everybody. So we say it in sports. It's a common thing when intensity is high and pressure's on or there's a competition. But when it comes down to it, how do you view your business? How do you view how you generate leads and referrals? Well, what you say to yourself when you talk to yourself. We are all programmed. And maybe our programmer, computer-related people in this room can agree that the human brain is fairly much like a computer. So we're programmed to do certain things, and it's a habit. And when do we usually break habits? When things are really tough, or when things are going, okay. When things are tough, right? When something slams into your face and you're like, hello, wake up, this isn't working. Great, now you're being reactive. Who wants to run a reactive business? Hopefully no hands. You want to be proactive, right? Once again, as I'm hammering into you, we all say this, we all mean to do it, but if you took an honest look, is it actually what you're doing? Or is it just something you're saying? So positive affirmations shift that perspective. Every no I get means closer to a yes. That's a huge perspective we have when selling books. No means next. Like, you want to talk about positive brainwashing? No means next. No means next. Next door. Who's next? I feel good, I look good, I don't smell good, but I sure sell books good. But look at my success dates. So all about this positive self-talk and this great attitude that we have about ourselves. And look at this, you guys are smiling and laughing and you like me. And I'm being validated. And it feels good. So, because givers gain. When I give you my positive affirmations and my joy, what do you get back? So it's not just the referrals, but it's also our attitude. So it's hard to be nervous when your mind's on service. That's a huge thing we do at Southwestern. That's a huge philosophy of ours. But right now, I'm going to play this video. If I can get out of this tan, please.
On the bottom is...
Oh, here we go. I just minimized it. Sweet. So this is an idea of what you can do, and believe it or not, what we did do in public when we were selling books door to door. But here's an idea.
I didn't know you used to
I'm
be
better
blonde.
than anyone. No, but really, so we're like, oh, that's cute, that's a kid. That, like, a kid could do that, a kid could totally do that. I could see a kid doing that. Why don't we do that? Why don't we actually act like kids? Why don't we act like coaches, like coaching kids on a soccer team? We treat kids really, really nice. We treat kids encouraging them. So what if you, I didn't plan on putting this in the presentation, but I'll just mention this. So I have a friend of mine, Alicia Huck, and she's a rock star. This woman is awesome. One of those people who walks into a room and you're just like, you're a rock star, in a really authentic way. And she taught me this really great thing when I was going through some stuff myself, because we all know surrounding ourselves around people, someone who uplifts us, someone who gives us technical things to apply, it's always a good thing. And Alicia taught me this thing. She said, you're riding imagine you're driving a school bus, just throughout your life. And on this school bus is populated by different points of view in your life. Like maybe your parents split when you were 4, or you went to school for the first time when you were 5, or you did something embarrassing at school when you were 8, or you asked somebody out and they laughed at you when you were 14. So there's all of these different lives of ourselves that we're driving in this school bus, and we make decisions. Even something like asking for a referral. I bet if you turned around on that school bus, she told me, and asked, hey guys, we're making a decision on something. Anybody, how you guys feeling? Anybody scared? A little 4-year-old you raises your hand and goes, I need to go to the bathroom. And then a little 8-year-old you goes, I think the kids might laugh at me. So there's these things that we have done that have actually, super deep subconscious, no idea what's going on, that make our decisions for us. So that's, now how do we overcome that? We overcome that with writing affirmations, with using affirmations. I promise I'll get into the technical stuff for some of you guys who are more analytical, detective-y oriented, but this is important. So I handed out note cards. You each have a note card in front of you, and we're going to learn, flip to whatever side you want, we're going to learn how to make affirmations. And this is something that I am actually going to encourage you to put in your car, in your office, wherever it is, in relation to referrals, so that when you ask for a referral next, you are actually doing it in a way that gets you business. Why? No joke. We actually had a client who hit President's Club, and when you asked him why he did well, he said he reviewed his referral script and his referral affirmations every single meeting he went to. So this stuff actually works. If you want to buy into it, that's up to you. That's not my job. So how to write a great affirmation. First of all, affirmations start with I. And after we do this, you're going to write 3 affirmations. You're going to share them to the person next to you, okay? So affirmations start with I. They're an I statement. They come from I. They come from ownership. We want to create something good in our business, come from I. And then actually, the most powerful words in the universe, I am. So hum. I am. I am. We'll jump in the line of fire. I'm going to use kids again, maybe when they say something like, I'm stupid. And you go, no, you're not. I am are really powerful words. They inform who we are. So think about the most negative thing that you think about that stops you from asking for a referral. A great way to rate an affirmation is to take the negative thought process and belief and just flip it on its head and use something positive. So I'm overwhelmed, and so I don't ask for referrals. I feel like I took up too much of the prospect's time anyway, pivoting and cross-selling them, and I don't have time to ask for a referral. I don't know how to ask for a referral. Every time I ask for a referral, they can't think of anything. So think of what it is as to why you haven't gotten the amount of referrals, because I'll make a bet that nobody in here, myself included, has gotten the amount of referrals, whether it's from this group or in their business outside, that they ideally would like to see. So what are you doing about it? Start with affirmation. So I am, okay, cool. Well, here's some examples. Ideally don't use these, but I wanted to show the third point that came out together. Use powerful words that convey pictures and emotions. Use powerful words that create pictures and emotions. I might get a yes, I might get a no, but no matter what, I leave with a boatload of referrals. I can, I will, I'm going to get a referral. People trust me and they like me and they want to share things with me. If any of you guys are having trouble with this, how many, raise of hands, are convicted in what you do? You believe that you do a great thing. Great. So if you actually do not get a referral from that awesome prospect of yours, maybe they have a lot of money and you're afraid of losing them. They're going to be like, what are you trying to do? Trying to like farm my friends? Whatever it is. So if you believe you do a great thing, but you don't ask that client of yours for a referral for that other person, their friend, what's going to happen? They're going to probably go to somebody else who can't do the job as well as you know you can. Because I bet to say that, confidence or not, you all raised your hand, you agree that you have something valuable, so probably in a non-arrogant way, you believe you do it better than your competition in your exact same field. Okay, great. So let's write a positive affirmation. We'll have a couple of minutes for you guys to go ahead and do that. And it's an I am statement. And it has to do with referrals. I am going to get a lot of referrals today. You can do something just like that. A lot conveys a picture. How much? I don't know. I'm going to get a truckload of referrals today. I get referrals every time I ask. Can you picture it? Then definitely, it's a great affirmation. So everybody write something down, please, because you will be sharing this. Ideally 3. You do want to walk away with 3 from this experience, or because I doubt we're going to take the time to do it later, even though we mean to. So give you a couple of minutes. Anyone have any questions? Okay, cool. When you're done writing out an I am affirmation referral statement, go ahead and start sharing it with the person next to you. And this is where we aren't going to sell out on each other. If someone goes, hey Rob, I get a boatload of referrals, I give you guys permission to call their BS. And it's like, I don't believe you, that's a lame affirmation. You want to say it again? I get a boatload of referrals every single time I ask. Thank you. So don't sell out on each other. Seriously, if someone says a lame affirmation to you, we're going to practice accountability because it works.
3 of them?
3 ideally, preferably, yes.
I don't, actually.
Just 3.
You could do more than 3, Jim. There's so many wonderful things. Your job is mostly referrals, like referral partnership.
Is it all supposed to be about referrals?
This is about referrals. If you do something that you think of something that's not referrals, then turn it into a referral statement. I'm awesome. I'm awesome at getting referrals. I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. Who would say no to me when giving a referral? Nobody. About 10 minutes now?
I am always asking for referrals.
Good.
I'm a referral machine. I'm helping my friends' friends.
Sharing time, guys. This isn't a group to get embarrassed with.
Why? How?
Beautiful.
No, but I am getting just by talking, I am getting referrals.
Yes, bring them home, take them up where you see them.
I am confident I will get at least 1 referral
So
today
we're going to
just because.
I don't think it needs to be because.
It works. It works.
I can just be, I am confident I'm getting a referral today.
Okay, so 12 more nights.
Thank
Do you believe them? Would you give them a referral?
Yeah.
About 30 more seconds, guys.
Supposed to do 3?
Does it really work?
Does it really work what? Yeah. If your head's right, you think you're deserving of getting them, I would say yes.
Yeah, right.
And so that's why we're going over this before the technique. Okay, cool. I like yours better. So, anyone want to share one? Anyone is like, that's a good one? Who wants to share one? Come on. Nick?
Said, I'm going to make people laugh with joy while they give me a Santa sack full of referrals.
That's a great image, definitely. And I laughed as a result of it, so you're already creating it. Anyone else? One more. Come on, guys.
I'll go.
Thank you, Barbie.
I am a creative person who finds beautiful solutions.
Ooh, yeah, and gets referrals as a result of them. Exactly. So go ahead and tape this up where you see it, where you make phone calls, where you prospect, when you meet with somebody. And I really challenge you to say them before every meeting, before someone walks in your door. It might not work at first where you might not get them, but little things done repetitiously create great big things, right? So say these, use them. It's up to you, but I promise you they definitely do work. So, or if you really like the techniques I'm about to teach you, but not the affirmations, you will be more likely to use the techniques should you combine it with the affirmation. It's really true, it does work. Because what it comes down to is we get uncomfortable. The common denominator of success is in a really amazing little reading. It's like 12 pages by Albert Gray, who was an insurance sales guy. He wrote it in 1921. And the basic principle of the common denominator of success says successful people form the habit of doing things that unsuccessful people aren't willing to do. Unsuccessful people would prefer to see asking for a referral as needy or pushy. So what are they not going to get? What successful people get, which is a Santa sack full of referrals. So successful people form the habit of doing things that unsuccessful people aren't willing to do, period. You know, why do they have a great body? Because they go to the gym every day and they eat right. Not something everybody wants to do. Same thing. So there are infinite possibilities on a scale of how many referrals you can get. You think that you've gotten a lot of referrals in one day? Like, you'd be surprised. I have colleagues of mine who walk away from a workshop. In fact, it is actually promoted in our company. It is better to have a 0 sale. A workshop, you run 20 people in there, nobody gets into coaching, and to walk away with at least 2, if not 5 referrals from every single person, a common thing done in our company, because those are going to turn into more opportunities. It is better to not get a sale than to get referrals. But wait, will someone give me a referral? They gave me a no. Why would they give me a referral? I didn't provide a service to them. Actually, you did. You did. They didn't buy your product. Okay, so does that mean you didn't give them a service? Maybe, and then who is that actually focusing on? But ideally, if you provide them with a service, you're present with them, you educated them, and they just said no, ask for a referral. Because I'm sure you're not going to be like, no, well, fine then. Treat them well, leave them in a good mood, and walk away with a referral and another sale, potentially, more than the no that you have right now. So there's an infinite number of possibilities. So I'm going to actually teach you guys the 7-step referral process. 7-step referral process. And I'm going to, for those of you who are like, I have to say the perfect words, it has to be accurately, exact. Nope, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So that's why I didn't include a script in this by any means. That's why I just gave you guys bullet points, because it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Robin, I really like your haircut. Robin, I really like your haircut. So it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So, but there is a technique and there is a 7-step referral process. So the first thing, ideally, whether they've just purchased something from you or not, is a transition statement. And that transition statement ideally says something that sounds like this. Hey, Heather, I really appreciate your business today. I wish I had 10 other clients exactly like you. Just like open-minded, easygoing, loves to learn, friendly. In fact, actually, that's the transition statement. That's when we talk about givers gain. Sometimes givers, you can actually gain just by giving someone a genuine compliment. Give to get is what we say. Give to get. So transition statement. Hey, I really appreciate your business. I wish I had 10 more clients exactly like you. Don't say if it's not true. but I wish I had 10 more clients exactly like you. Then you're going to clearly ask them for a referral without using the word referral. Top producers, people who get a boatload of referrals, don't use the word referral. Why? Because they have the same negative connotation about referrals that you do. And so basically you ask the word one of the ways we like to ask is, who else? I wish I had 10 people exactly like you. In fact, who else do you know who character trait you like about them is super open-minded and like loves to learn, just like you? Who else do you know who really wants to serve their clients better and knows that that starts with them? Who else do you know that is super into educating their team and giving them every tool imaginable to help grow your business? Who else do you know? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Now, what's a common objection that we get when we ask for referrals? People say, oh yeah, it's just I can't
Think of anybody.
think of anybody. I'm a hermit and live under a rock. No, that's not true. In fact, what it probably is just like what happens in today's society, is they're thinking of too many people because there's all these thoughts zooming across our heads. So it's your job to help them isolate and paint the picture. Those two kind of go together. So you help them isolate faces. Gosh, I probably know a bunch of people who are open-minded and love learning because I'm like that and I hang out with people who are exactly like me. And so, so it's your job to help them paint the picture and isolate faces. Come up with specifics. If you know they're really involved in their church and they go to 2 Bible studies a week, awesome. So who else do you know who's in your Bible study group with you, who runs their own business and has a sales team? These are the ways in which I ask for referrals. So you're going. Jesus has a great sales team. So we're gonna paint the picture for him. Maybe you know they're super involved with their kids, and their kids are involved in every single sport imaginable. Who else do you know who runs their own business that you sit on the sidelines in the bleachers with when Katie's playing soccer? Who else do you know? And you're gonna give them specifics. And then what are they gonna do? I couldn't think of anybody from everybody existing in my life, but I think I could think of some people that I sit next to at a bleacher. Yeah, I usually sit next to the same people. And we laugh at the kids. We're all falling the ball like this. But so yes, you're going to isolate faces. Now, this is part of what's called an assumptive close. When you're asking this, you're going to be going, okay, great. So Jackie, who else can you think of who's like you, like super big into just changing the world with the gifts they have and want to make a difference? Okay. and so who else do you know? And then you're going to paint the picture. Maybe someone who you went to and sat next to at your last conference and exchanged a phone number with. I know you love going to those conferences and everything. So who else do you know? And you're just going to do this. And whoever speaks first loses. Who else do you know?
Do you really want a name?
She lost. Actually, no, seriously, when we sold books, it's exactly how we took an order. Like, great, do you get your mail here at the post office? And you feel them fidgeting, they're like, am I buying these? What's going on? Like you sit there, and sometimes it'd be 30 seconds, rarely, but it happened, and every single time they'd either come with an objection or they'd start saying their address. It works. And it works for referrals too. So write down the referral, and then what do you ask? I know it's like, oh my gosh, but that seems like such a hard close. No, what it does is it takes, who else do you know? Anybody? Versus, so who else do you know? You're taking away eye contact. You're actually taking off the pressure. Really. Maybe not saying anything is putting on a little bit of pressure, but you're actually taking off the pressure with that technique. So then they're going to give you somebody, because you're following this awesome technique, and you have some great affirmations that you said for your presentation, and you go, cool, who else? Who else? Who else? Oh, this is awesome, I appreciate this so much. Who else can you think of? Nobody else? Okay. How about who you go work out to the gym with? I know you go to the gym like 3 days a week. You're pretty good about that. Who else? Who else? Who else? And that's how you get a boatload of referrals. Now, the important part, though, is what makes a warm referral. What makes a warm referral? So we say the difference between leads and referrals in this group. And we assume that perhaps it's somebody who just says, hey, you got to call this person, they're awesome. I got work done from Maddie and I'm feeling amazing, I'm not taking painkillers anymore. Here's a referral, I'll call him to let him know. But the idea is it's pre-approach. Pre-approach separates you from a professional or a peddler. Yes, peddler, a salesman, all those stereotypes that we all hate. Whether you guys like it or not, you are all salespeople. You are entrepreneurs and you are business owners. Get used to it. Even lawyers, you're all salespeople. Everybody is, period. So the idea is you're going to get pre-approach and a golden nugget. So basically what that is you just ask who else, and it's like, awesome. So Jackie, what do you really like about Robin? Okay, great. How'd you meet her? Oh, do you mind if I tell her that? Okay. So then you call her up, and let's say that Jackie didn't set you up. Now ideally you're going to say, hey Jackie, do you think it would look better if I just called her randomly out of the blue? Or would you be able to let her know I'll be giving her a call? Oh, don't worry about telling her what I'm selling or offering. Just say that I'm worth 5 minutes of her time. Do you think that's true? Okay, cool. So, hey Robin, did Jackie, she didn't, oh, you missed all the great things she was going to say about me? Okay, well she had some really awesome things to say about you. She just said you're joyful and bubbly and you're so giving and you love just like making people feel good. Did she get that right? Was she blowing smoke up my, no? Okay, cool. So, and then Robin's like, wait, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh yeah, so, and how awesome and easy is that now that you're in the door? Metaphorically or literally. And so yeah, so pre-approach and golden nuggets. So what am I really getting at? We're going to wrap up with this. Why do you want to get referrals? Well, because logically it builds my business and creates and writes good business, so logically it would make sense to get referrals. No, really, why do you like referrals? Do you hate cold calling? We say at Southwestern that cold calling is God's punishment for not asking for a referral. Yeah. There's some weirdos out there. I enjoy cold calling because I don't take it personally when it comes to a no. But finding your why. Why are you asking for referrals? So take that affirmation card and either write on the same side with the affirmation, maybe at the bottom, so when you look at these affirmations daily and read them exactly before you go into a meeting every single time, you're going to know why you're asking for a referral. Maybe it's, I want to have money for my kids' college savings. Maybe that's your why you're asking for referrals. Because ideally we know that referrals close more quality and more business, right? So what is your why? Go ahead and jot that down, everybody. You should know why. Why do you want to ask for referrals? Why are you in this group? Why are you in TRP? Why do you believe in giving referrals instead of just getting referrals? Why do you know why you should and want to and are motivated to have referrals? And I'll leave you guys with this. So I guess maybe this might count as a little plug, but Lodi, it's a disease, we all have it. It stands for the law of diminishing intent. It basically is the idea that when we say we want something or we're going to do something, like I was joking about with the going to work out earlier, but we don't actually do it unless we do it in that moment. If you want referrals and that why is actually really important to you, well, then read your affirmations before you have a meeting. Say them out loud, not in your head, because in your head your positive talk is competing with your negative talk. Say them out loud. And then actually take action. Now what helps us take action? People holding us accountable. Share your why with someone in the office. Tell someone who you really respect, I'm going to get 5 referrals this week. Whatever it is. Get an accountability coach to make sure that you do it. Hold your feet to the fire. But the law of diminishing intent is what kills our business every single time, and it's the same reason why you don't have as many referrals as you want to, because you know you're capable of more. So use these affirmations, remind yourself of your why. That 7-step referral process, I'll just send that slide to you, Dan, at least for those bullet points. And and take action, because as you all said, you guys believe you do a great thing. I believe I do a great thing, so I hope you got some great things from today. So thank you.
So we won't be taking questions, but I'm sure Michelle will be here at the end to answer any of them, and she always is offering a, what do you offer? Free
complimentary one-on-one to basically get an inside look at your business, and through that you would decide whether or not you think a follow-up and having coaching would be good, but if not, you'll definitely get some great things about your business.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Fantastic.